The ocean, vast, mysterious, powerful, it stretches beyond the horizon, a world unto itself, hiding secrets in its endless blue. For centuries, humans have gazed out at the rolling waves, feeling both awe and a shiver of fear. The ocean is a place of beauty but also of danger, a realm where the rules of land no longer apply, and where the unknown reigns supreme. Beneath the surface in the shadowy depths, life takes on forms both wondrous and strange. Here, creatures glide through the water, some glowing with their own light, others camouflaged against the darkness. It is a world that both frightens and fascinates us, a place where our imagination runs wild with possibilities. Of all the ocean's inhabitants, none capture our attention quite like the shark. Sleek, silent and perfectly adapted to its environment, the shark is the ultimate symbol of the ocean's power and mystery. A predator of unparalleled prowess, the shark moves with a grace that belies its lethal intent. Every muscle, every fin, every tooth is a product of millions of years of evolution, honed for survival in a world where only the strongest endure. Sharks have roamed the oceans for over 400 million years, surviving mass extinctions and witnessing the rise and fall of countless other species. They are living fossils, reminders of a time when the world was young and untamed. When we encounter a shark, we are reminded of our own vulnerability. In the water, we are out of our element, slow, exposed, and fragile. The presence of a shark strips away our illusions of control, forcing us to confront the raw reality of nature. The ocean's power is undeniable, and the shark is its most iconic ambassador. With a single flick of its tail, it can vanish into the blue, leaving us with nothing but pounding hearts and racing thoughts. The shark embodies our deepest fears, of the unknown, of being hunted, of losing control. Yet it also sparks our unending curiosity. What is it like to be a creature so perfectly attuned to its world? What secrets does it hold in the darkness below? We are drawn to the shark's story, unable to look away. In aquariums, on television, and in our dreams, we seek out encounters with these magnificent animals, hoping to catch a glimpse of their world. We tell tales of their ferocity, of close calls and narrow escapes. Around campfires and dinner tables, the legend of the shark grows, fueled by both fact and fiction. These stories become part of our culture, shaping how we see the ocean and ourselves. We crave glimpses of their power, whether in documentaries or daring dives. The sight of a shark breaching the surface, jaws wide, is both terrifying and exhilarating, a reminder of nature's raw force. Yet for all our fear, we also yearn to understand these creatures. Scientists dedicate their lives to studying sharks, hoping to unlock the mysteries of their behavior, their migrations, and their role in the ocean's delicate balance. We venture into their world, exploring reefs and caves, tracking their movements and piecing together the puzzle of their existence. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding not just the shark, but the ocean itself, and sometimes in the face of unimaginable terror, we discover an even deeper connection to these creatures. In those moments, fear gives way to respect, and respect to wonder. This is the story of one such encounter, a moment when the boundary between human and shark dissolved and something extraordinary was revealed. A terrifying dance with death, where every second counts and every movement matters. It is a test of courage, instinct, and the will to survive. And in the aftermath, an extraordinary life inspired by the encounter, a life forever changed by the primal fear and endless fascination that only the ocean, and its most enigmatic predator, can evoke. Rodney Fox, a young Australian with salt water in his veins. The ocean was his playground, his passion. He explored its depths with a spear in his hand. A champion spearfisherman, he tested his skills against the creatures of the deep. The thrill of the hunt, the respect for the hunted, these were the forces that shaped Rodney's world. Growing up on the Australian coast, he embraced the ocean's embrace. He knew its moods, he understood its rhythms. Little did he know it held a life-altering encounter in store for him, one that would challenge everything he thought he knew about the sea, and about himself. December 8, 1963, a day etched in history, and in Rodney Fox's soul. The waters off the coast of Aldinga Beach, South Australia, shimmered under a clear sky. The air was alive with the cries of seabirds. Beneath the surface, a different world teemed with life. Rodney, filled with the anticipation of the hunt, dove into the cool embrace of the ocean. He was participating in a spearfishing competition. The goal, secure the biggest catch. The prize, a mere trifle compared to the experience itself. But fate, it seemed, had a different prize in mind for Rodney that day. Without warning, the world exploded in a maelstrom of teeth and fury. A great white shark, enormous, powerful, had seized Rodney in its jaws. The water turned crimson. The ocean itself seemed to shudder at the violence of the attack. Rodney was trapped, his body a rag doll in the grip of a prehistoric monster. The great white's jaws, lined with rows of serrated teeth, clamped down on Rodney's torso. His ribs cracked, his flesh tore. The pressure was unimaginable. Yet amidst the terror and the pain, Rodney fought back. He instinctively clawed at the shark's eyes, desperate to break free from its deadly embrace. Time seemed to stand still. Then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the attack stopped. The great white, perhaps disoriented or momentarily distracted, released Rodney. He was free, but just barely. His body was battered, broken, and bleeding profusely. Yet he clung to life. He kicked for the surface, his lungs screaming for air. His vision blurred. The water around him turned a horrifying shade of red. Reaching the surface, he gasped for breath. His cries for help were carried by the wind, a desperate plea in the vastness of the ocean, but would anyone hear him in time? Rodney's fellow spearfishermen reached him just as his strength began to fade. In those desperate moments, the ocean seemed endless, the horizon impossibly far. The men moved with frantic urgency, their faces etched with fear and determination. Every second counted, and they knew it. The water around them was stained with blood, a stark reminder of the violence that had just unfolded beneath the waves. They hauled him aboard their boat, his mangled body a testament to the ferocity of the attack. The deck became a makeshift triage, hands pressing down on wounds, voices shouting instructions, someone tearing a shirt to use as a bandage. The camaraderie of the sea was never more evident than in that moment, as each man did what he could to keep Rodney alive. The journey back to shore was a blur of pain and fading consciousness. The boat's engine roared, slicing through the waves, but for Rodney time seemed to slow. He drifted in and out of awareness, the world reduced to flashes of sky, the slap of water, the distant shouts of his friends. Each jolt of the boat sent fresh waves of agony through his body, but he clung to life with a stubborn will. Every breath was a victory. Each inhale was a battle against the pain, a refusal to surrender. The salty air burned his lungs, but it was proof he was still alive. Around him, the world was chaos, but inside, a quiet determination took root. He was rushed to the hospital, his life hanging by a thread. Sirens wailed, lights flashed, and the world became a blur of urgency. Paramedics worked feverishly, their hands steady but their eyes betraying the gravity of the situation. Every second was precious, every heartbeat a small miracle. The doctors worked tirelessly, stitching together his savaged flesh. 462 stitches. Each one, a testament to their skill, and to Rodney's will to survive. The operating room was silent except for the steady beeping of monitors and the quiet, focused voices of the medical team. They fought for hours, piecing him back together, determined not to let the sea claim another life. The scars that remained were a grim reminder of the ordeal he had endured. Each line told a story of pain, of survival, of the razor-thin line between life and death. They would never fully fade, a permanent record of the day everything changed. His survival was nothing short of a miracle. Family and friends gathered at his bedside, their faces a mix of relief and disbelief. Laughter mingled with tears as they realized just how close they had come to losing him. In that hospital room, hope was reborn, fragile but fierce, but, the physical scars were only part of the story. The wounds on his body would heal, but the ones inside ran deeper. Each time he looked in the mirror, he saw not just the marks left by the shark, but the memories of fear, pain, and survival that would never truly leave him. The encounter with the great white had etched itself onto his soul, changing him forever. The sea, once a place of adventure and freedom, now held a different meaning, a reminder of both the fragility and resilience of life. Rodney would never be the same, but in surviving, he discovered a strength he never knew he had. As Rodney recovered, he was haunted by the memory of the attack, the crushing jaws, the searing pain. He could have easily succumbed to fear and vowed never to enter the water again, but honestly, something remarkable happened. Instead of succumbing to hatred or fear, Rodney found himself drawn to understanding the creature that had almost taken his life. He dedicated his life to studying great white sharks. He became a passionate advocate for their conservation. He knew that these creatures, as terrifying as they could be, were essential to the balance of the ocean ecosystem. Rodney understood that fear and ignorance were the greatest threats to their survival. Rodney Fox's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable terror, we have the capacity for compassion and understanding. His experience challenged our perceptions of sharks. It showed us that these creatures, often demonized in popular culture, are not mindless killing machines. They are complex, intelligent animals that play a vital role in the health of our oceans. Rodney, through his research and advocacy, has helped to shift the narrative surrounding sharks. He has inspired countless others to see beyond their fear and appreciate the beauty and importance of these magnificent creatures. The ocean, for all its vastness and power, is a fragile ecosystem. Its surface stretches endlessly, reflecting the sky, but beneath those rolling waves lies a world of intricate connections and delicate balances. The ocean is not just a body of water, it is a living, breathing entity, teeming with life and mystery. Every current, every tide, every ripple plays a role in sustaining the countless forms of life that call it home. The creatures that inhabit it, from the smallest plankton, tiny, almost invisible drifters that form the foundation of the marine food web, to the largest whales, the gentle giants that roam the open seas, are all interconnected. Each species, no matter how small or large, plays a vital role in maintaining the health of the ocean. The plankton feed the fish feed the larger predators, and so the cycle continues, a delicate dance of survival and interdependence. Rodney Fox's story reminds us that we too are part of this delicate balance. As humans, we often see ourselves as separate from nature, but in truth, we are deeply connected to the ocean's fate. Our choices, our actions, and even our stories become woven into the fabric of this vast blue world, and that our actions have consequences. Pollution, overfishing, and climate change threaten the ocean's health every day. The plastic we discard, the resources we consume, and the carbon we emit all find their way back to the sea, impacting creatures great and small. As we venture into the ocean's depths, let us do so with respect. Every dive, every swim, every moment spent near the water is a chance to witness the beauty and complexity of marine life. It is also a chance to reflect on our responsibility as stewards of this planet, with a sense of wonder. The ocean inspires awe in all who gaze upon it, from curious children to seasoned explorers. Its mysteries are endless, its beauty unmatched. To truly appreciate the ocean is to recognize how little we know, and how much there is still to discover. And with the understanding that we are merely visitors in a world much older and more powerful than ourselves, the ocean has existed for millions of years, shaping continents and nurturing life long before humans walked the earth. We are guests here, and our time is fleeting. Rodney Fox's story is a call to action, a plea for understanding. His encounter with the great white shark is not just a tale of survival, but a lesson in empathy and coexistence. It challenges us to look beyond fear and see the ocean's creatures as fellow travelers on this planet, a testament to the power of forgiveness. In the face of danger, Rodney chose not to seek revenge, but to learn, to educate, and to inspire others to protect what he came to love. His journey shows us that compassion can bridge even the widest divides, and a reminder that even in the darkest depths, hope and courage can prevail. The ocean's embrace is both gentle and fierce, but within it lies the promise of renewal, resilience, and the enduring spirit of life itself.